Daniel Schroeer grew up in pest management. His parents both worked in the industry. He somehow then decided to make a career in the financial sector, but fortunately came back then to pest control. So here we have a guy who knows business as well as pest control. Daniel is the managing director, together with Oliver Klute, who is also here, of the Futura, the company called Futura, who is doing business with non-chemical pest control. And as you soon will find out, Daniel is a very strong advocate for green pest control.
Thank you very much. First of all, thank you guys for your speeches. It was really interesting to listen to all you guys. Oh, sorry, I need to come closer to the mic. Hi, Henry. So, first off, you all, thank you very much for being here. To be honest, I'm super psyched that the event is called Nocero. I think that alone is, non-chemical alternatives in rodent control. That alone is a huge win for all of us. So basically, I could go home, drink coffee, and enjoy my day. But I'm spending time with you today, and really excited that the stone is rolling. And I think when the stone is rolling, that's a superior sign. And I want to take you on a journey today to explain all of you our story. Basically, it's our point of view. I'm going to share it today with you. It's a little story about how we found that alternatives can help us. All right? So, basically, we're not only a producer, as Dr. Schmoll said, which is 100% correct, we also have a servicing business. And with the servicing side, we had many clients that didn't want poison anymore. So basically, we were driven to find alternatives, but not only because our clients didn't want anymore, also because it didn't work anymore. We had issues with resistance, we had issues with bait avoidance and stuff like that. So it was really hard for us, and we were in search for something better. So everything that we did was not motivated only by ecological reasons, which is super important, no doubt, but it was mainly because we needed something better. And to be honest, we're really hands-on people. Like, we roll up our sleeves and we go, and perform pest control, whether it be at your home, whether it be in, big sites of the world, let's say Nestle or Ferrero or whoever. Like, we actually know what we're doing. And so we are very curious, and we try to find solutions that help us better, but also, as you see here, the environment, and I'm really glad that the Umweltbundesamt, the environmental agency of Germany, invited us over here today for that workshop. They're doing some great work. Also, the environmental agencies throughout Europe are doing studies with many people investing a load of money to find out what these PBT substances, as you said, Dr. Vorwerk already, are doing to our planet, because these man-made chemicals, it's not yet explored what the long-term effects of them are. So, just one figure, I don't know if you knew, but in Germany we use a lot of rodenticide, and the figures that we received, all the sources, by the way, at the end of the presentation, so you can all have that, just let me know. If you have a euro pallet of rodenticides, there's like 240 kilograms of rodenticides on a euro pallet, and if you would stack all of these euro pallets above each other, it would be a tower. You know the Eiffel Tower, right? It's quite high. We all think it's a high tower, but if you would stack all of these euro pallets above each other, it would be 78 times the Eiffel Tower. Just to give you a feel for how much we're using in Germany only in 1 year, and that's the data of 2015. And as we've been informed, that since the last couple of years there was quite an increase as well. So as I said, environmental reasons are important, but it's only our second motivation. Our first motivation was an efficient product or a concept. So my second point is a perfect concept, because basically we always agree on this in the industry. We need an armory, we need a toolbox, we need products, not just one product, not just one trap. We need an armory of products that can help us for each and every single solution in the market, because the market is individual and each and every customer that pest controllers face. So the first and the most important part of that concept is definitely IPM. IPM, for those who don't know, is integrated pest management. And integrated pest management basically consists of that pyramid that you see on the right hand side. And that pyramid consists of a lot of things that you do before you use the peak, which are pesticides. For instance, I could close that door. All right, no rodents coming in. I'm going to open it up because of the air, but you know what I mean? That's IPM basically. Another thing of IPM is repelling rodents or trapping rodents or using other biological products that just help us to keep them out. Because if they're outside and they can't come in, 90% of my problem is done. Because grads don't grow to be 110 years old, they die after a year or two. You know. So Dr. Robert Corrigan is the person that I'm going to quote today many times. You all probably agree, the world's most renowned rodentologist, so somebody that definitely knows what he's saying, and we've learned a lot from him. So the next step, if you look back here, is monitoring. We want to monitor something's there, because in most of the cases we don't have an active infestation. We just want to monitor and need to monitor by law if something's present. Okay, so one of the things that we use in monitoring basics is a product that we manufacture because also we needed something and it didn't exist. It's a synthetic monitoring product. You can, by the way, we brought some products over there at that one table. It probably helps you to take some of them in your hands. It's a non-toxic, like a gummy bear basically. It smells like chocolate, fish, meat, whatever you or your rodents love. And if they nibble on it, I don't know if you see it on the right hand side where the finger is pointing towards. This is one of the blocks smelling like meat. Rodents nibbled on it. A pest controller opens up the box and sees, wow, here's activation, but something's been happening here. Or we had a camera sensor or any kind of digital sensor on it that informs us and reports that activity's been going on, that we need to do either IPM or trapping or whatnot. So information is key, and this is one of the solutions that we found was feasible. And as you see, of course, huge institutes like American Institute of Baking have approved of these products, so it's not just a theory anymore. It's used worldwide in millions by the largest pest control service operators, so it's something that actually works. Second, just a small thing, is repelling. Repelling is keeping away. It also falls under the PT 18 and 19. Repelling is something that doesn't always work, but it sometimes works. And as I said earlier, we need a big armory. We need a lot of different products that help us to cure a rodent infestation. And you know, 99% of the cases, closing a hole is the best thing to do. But if you need to repel something with a spray or with a foam, it helps too. So my short appel, my wish would be that also the PT 18 and 19 regulation is going to be revised or at least evaluated, because currently if we had to register a repellent or an attractant, let's say I have a glass of Nutella, and I say it's also nice for rodents, or rodents are attracted to it, I have to register it. That's a lot of money and work that's pouring in there, and it's basically stopping innovation. The more PT 18 and 19 products we have, the more of an armory we have that helps us to use a little bit less rodenticide. So PT 18 and 19 making that more flexible, a lot of competition for us, but good for the sector, so I think that's something that we should all look into. Alright, going further in monitoring, something that we can't ignore anymore are remote sensors. I'm going to speak about pest control 2.0, 4.0, digitized pest control later on, a little bit more in detail, but digitized sensors, we probably use like, I don't know, 100, 200,000 in Europe alone already. And these sensors are on every single mousetrap and rat trap and report to us whether there has been activity, a catch, no catch, what size of animal it is. So they deliver information to us 24/7. You know, we have a service business, so people need to drive somewhere and collect information. That's basically how the business was built up. Also, that's obviously a money generating thing to drive to, which is totally fair, to a customer and help him with pest control. But today, sensors, easy sensors, from 10 euros to 1,000 euros exists and can be a superb aid when it comes to your point, Niels, when it comes to environmental protection and animal welfare, the daily control of traps. It helps a lot. So you could have a beeping device like over there, you know, see the smoke detector. You can have a beeping device that beeps when a trap, you know, goes off, like in a supermarket, or you can have a big system with cameras and blah 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 reporting like you would have in a huge factory. Alright, so this is something we can all use, and we do already use. It's not future, it's present. One of the things that we also use a lot is just cameras, because we like visual. Picture speaks more than 1,000 words. See a couple of individuals in here that have already used and tried that product. I can assure you it's quite fun using it too. Every morning I wake up, at least me, but I'm a rodent nerd. I open up my phone and I check the new pictures on all of our sites and I'm, oh, there's a rat over there, let's do something about it. I see how it travels, we can close that hole. And things are getting easy and things are getting fun. And to be honest, all of us have a smartphone in our pocket, so it's 2018. Why should we use technology? We should advance. And a lot of people are actually doing it already. I'm going to speak about that in a second. Yeah, and one example I want to share with you today is a lot of sewer baiting is going on. So we have poison that we throw in the sewer and we expect that rats in the sewer eat it and die. Dr. Schmaltz or Dr. Vorbeck, I think you said it already. There was a new study from the environmental agency in Germany about rodenticide residue in aquatic environments, so in fishes, which is super alarming, I think, for all of us. We can all argue that there's, that the percentage is quite high or low, but it's in there, and it was in all of the fishes tested, so it's something super alarming, and probably the sewer baiting, so in all of the canals and sewers, has something to do with it. I don't know how much, but at least it's something to do with it. So we did a lot of testing. We put cameras down there and we evaluated. You wouldn't believe how many hours of videotaping we watched, but that's our passion. As I said, we're a little bit crazy. And so we found, as you see over here, we put all of it in the sewer. A wooden trap, plastic traps, synthetic lures, organic lures, basically rodenticide blocks that are thrown down there. And nothing was touched by the rats in our example. Maybe our rats are different, but I invite all of you to do the same. At least in our example, that was the case. So what we did is, again, IPM. Funnily enough, that product is quite new. As you see, patent pending. We can fortunately talk about that today. It's a product with which we decided we can close the sewer, because what we found is rats don't eat anything. We can trap them, but they use the ladder, jump up, and as you see over here, they just use it as an entrance gate, going in and going outside, eating outside and returning to the safe warm sewer and living there. So once we close the holes, let's say in the city center of Brussels, they cannot consume food in the kebabs, the kebab stores or the pizzerias of the garbage that lays around the cities. And all of the rats, as I said earlier, they will not live to be 10, 20 years old. If the population cannot eat anymore, they will move to other directions, and after a year, because there's also other animals already living there, the species is going to fight, and after a year, the infestation levels are going to go down. So this is something that's super, super low cost, super easy to do, and just one innovation we found with technology and information. Problem solved. And one more thing that we are super passionate about, but which people talked about today a lot already, is trapping. We love trapping. Back in the days, trapping actually helped us to cure some of the most eager rodent infestations in Germany, and we actually had many articles in newspapers and stuff about that we were able to cure an infestation or catch all rodents without any bait, without any tox. This trap that we're manufacturing, called Gorilla Trap, is also tested by the environmental government agency, and in the tests of the Infektionsschutzgesetz, infectious protection law or whatever, is it showed that 90% of a rodent infestation at least is always it's possible to kill with these traps at least, and they have a very quick kill rate, so they're animal welfare protected. Also Sweden, Niels Martinsson approved of them instantly because he said, yeah, the tests by the environmental government agency Germany are super. We accept that. And so this trap is not only Blue Angel certified, which is the oldest eco-label in the world, they're also paragraph 18 approved, which is, I think in Germany, with a regular breakback trap that's very, very low price and will be used in millions, unique. So this is something that we're very happy about, because now professional users have a kind of a security with a product they can use. Cheers. So the next one is Pest Control 4.0. I just want to take you along and inspire you to look at different sectors. And did you know that over 40% of all intralogistics worldwide is done by autonomous vehicles and robots already? Reason why I'm saying that, we believe our smartphone is digitization, but really it's not. Autonomous driving or digitized robots, IoT, Internet of Things, that's digitization. It's not helping the end consumer, it's helping businesses. And that's the big part. And what we are doing, we're building digital mousetraps, and I think reading these facts, we can all agree, well, you know, if we can do that, the digital mousetrap is not so far away. So, as I said again, it's not future, it's absolute present. It's absolute present. By the way, the first digital mousetrap we brought to market 12 years ago, just so you know. It's been a clumsy old thing, but it obviously developed like a Nokia to an iPhone X. So yeah, it's a lot of fun. I can all inspire you to look into that as well. So that's our concept in which we believe in, and the next step is definitely looking at some facts and figures. Anticimex is one of the world's multinational large service businesses, next to Rentokil, Orkin, and others that are also, I think, in the same category of the large players in the world, and they were so kind to share some data with us just for me to present to you. They use over 35,000 digital traps in Sweden already, just to give you some numbers. And I know that every year they're going up like, I don't know, almost 3-figure percentage. It's increasing a lot. So digitization is in pest control, and all of the digitized products they're using are traps. As I said, from a trap that costs €1 to a trap that costs 1,000 euros. So we have a huge portfolio of alternatives. Secondly, their rodenticides, rat poison that they are using, was reduced from 2014 to 2017 from 200,000 kilos to 100,000 kilos. That's huge. It's still a lot, you would think, but that's huge. You wouldn't know how much rodenticide we were using back in the days. I mean, our parents worked in pest control back in the days, so I basically grew up in that field. And I also come from a farm, so there's something in common there. But, you know, things have changed since then. We have so many new technologies, we have so many new things at hand that can really help us. And as you see right here, the trend is going in the direction that we all can foresee. It's going digital, it's going non-tox. And if you browse through the web, I can't show you the video because it didn't work with the PPT as we expected with the PowerPoint. But if you look here, there are some screenshots of Rentokil, Anticimex, and other players in the world that already market digital and non-tox on their website. So it's not something I'm making up. It's facts, and they're selling it every day to their clients. So it's for a fact, it's living, it's out of there, it's not the future, it's the present, and we can do it. So I'm heading towards the end of it. Basically what I want to say and share with you is, man, let's just do it. We're ready. Alternatives are the present, as I said, and future are ready. Cut through the industry shows, we can do it. We're already doing it. And last but not least, I'm really saying that last but not least because efficacy, like an efficient product that's working, is the most vital and important thing that we need because pests carry diseases and need to be controlled. It's super important for us. So products need to be hardcore successful, all right? But on the second view, ecological reasons are also super duper important and getting more important with each and every study that's coming out. So I know a lot of you are, you know, we're all humans, we all have to fight for our own interests, and I know some of you will obviously also fight for the bias side, which is totally fine, you know, I totally understand that. It all has its place. But I just, you know, I would wish that we all would be inspired by this, because there's a huge chance, and we just need to grab it. It's something we cannot ignore anymore. I would really ask you all, the studies by the environmental agencies around Europe, by the ECHA, the knowledge of the ECHA, by the EU Commission, that's not something we can and should ignore anymore. I know we all have our own sources, but listening and reading these sources, please do it, read it through. It's super interesting and I think hopefully inspiring. And last but not least, that's my personal opinion, let's not hold on to something that's obsolete. Many small, mid-sized and multinational businesses shown, proven that it's possible, that it's doable. It's also more fun, it gives you more digitized information, it allows forecasting, identification with cameras of the animal, etc, etc. I mean, we're in 2018, in a few months it's 2019, and all of us are using, I don't know, like 5 to 10 connected products in our home already. In the next 5 years, we can't count the digital objects in our private home anymore. Everything's going to be talking to the internet. So we can use that innovation in our sector and do something good for the environment whilst have an evenly successful, efficient product. And that's basically it. If you want to ask some questions, you can. So thanks for your audience. Thanks.
Thank you very much for this lovely talk. We have time for a very few questions.
None.
Or else, they were totally
cool. Anyways, you
impressed,
can,
yeah.
you know, I'm happy to share that info. So any of you want the presentation, you can talk to me. I'll give you my card. I will send it over. And any questions, email, WhatsApp, phone, whatever.